Let's get this what if started. What if Deku had a bunny quirk? Last time I left off is whenever All Might asked Deku if he wants this quirk. In this one, Deku would say yes. Since I did not give Bakugo, or what if Deku had an explosion, quirk, one for all, I decided to give him one in this one. Since he does have, like, a physical quirk, you could say. So I think it could fit well. Right now, Deku, Deku would accept it, and All Might would tell him to come to a certain place at Devonball Beach for training and to help the community with all the trash there. So, Deku would do that. He'll get there after his morning run. Him being there, All Might would see as he's already suited up and he seems to be sweating. And he asked what he did. He said that he went on his morning run around the city. All Might would say that's kind of bad since this was supposed to be some physical training to get you at your peak, most at your peak that you can right now. But looking at you, you are pretty muscular, so it doesn't matter. But we will be practicing one for all here. You ready? Deku would of course say yes, and you go on. All Might would first instruct him to focus and let the power flow, which would confuse Deku, since he doesn't know what power flows. All Might would tell him to release the power of one for all through your body, and Deku do so, but what he's thinking is All Might does is release as much energy in one arm, which his arm glowing what All Might sees, and he'd see as one for all is seeable in Deku, which he would think that it's getting even stronger in his mind is what he thinks. But he would see as the lightning would get totally stronger in a split second, and he would tell Deku to not throw that punch since that's a full power smash and that could harm you. So Deku would stop it and he would get ready. Now All Might would tell him to keep it under wraps, like from keeping an egg from popping in a microwave, which Deku would be confused from. But Deku get a different idea of it, and he says, but he thinks of a wine glass, and not to overflow it. So he would start pretty much practicing his ability. Right now, what he's doing is that he's charging one for all in his body real quick and trying to test it out. In this one, I have to give some withdrawals to one for all. Like, I know one for all or doesn't have maybe as much withdrawals as I'm gonna put to it, But my excuse is that Windfall already was mutating into Side Deku. If you guys don't know, he has like 8 to 7 quirks. I don't know if you count the transferring part of Windfall as a quirk, but I don't count it as that. He has like 9, or he's going to have 9, but I don't. So he gotta say he's at 8. But since that's already happening, and right now Deku has 2 quirks inside of him, I would say they would have withdrawals of having these quirks. Sort of stamina withdrawal, which would be much stronger than it normally would be. So yeah. So Deku would get awfully tired from just using his one arm to try to throw punches and all that. Which All Might would ask, why are you only throwing punches? I thought your sister is more of a kicking type of hero. Deku would say, yeah, our legs are our real ability and all that. But we can also, but we did build up our upper body. So yeah. All Might would All Might would say okay to that. And he would go ahead and tell him to practice with his legs next, and maybe try to run. And all that, but of course Deku would go with it, and they would practice with this for now on. Deku would be practicing how much percentage you can use and how long you can use it, and practicing how strong he can throw a punch, which he finds out his limit is 25% with a punch and 30 with a kick. And so, with this, he would have he would know what's his limit, and this is where he would train the rest of the way. You get to the point where you can switch from one attack to another, or one limb to another, but it wouldn't be too strong, of course. But that would about be it. It would be time for the UA entrance exams, and he would start. He would go, and he would go in there. He would ask for not to get recommended, like, from his sister or All Might, since he wants to go in just like his sister did and become a hero on his own. Getting in, I would say her popularity would rose in more, in her being just a new hero and already becoming a top 5, or was it top 10? She ranked up to, she was in the top 10, right? And she ranked up to 7th for right now in the 10 months. So she would be known as like the rookie of the pro heroes, probably, or like the top 10 rookie. But of course, people would know him from his name and how he looks, so that's his brother now. Especially when he showed up in the whole sludge villain attack. So yeah. But it would be time for them to go and try to do the entrance exams. it would go. Deku would not use One for All for right now, since he knows that using it causes him too much stamina withdrawal to have a long battle with it. It's for quick moves and stronger attacks if he needs it, is pretty much what it's right now. But he would do very well kicking through robots and breaking them to the point that I would put him at first place with his short range quirk still. Like I said, he still has 20% or 25% so he can throw smashes. So it's not like he's all close range if he wants to. And a smash can definitely take down give you at least 15 points at minimum, probably 20 at max. So even if he used those, he would got a lot more points. So that's one reason why he's first place, is because One for All gave him a longer range of attacks. So yeah. So he would be 102 villain points, and Bakugo would be 100 villain points. Why I say that is because Bakugo had more of a person that he wants to be, more of a will to do it, so he would get at least 20 points more. But it would come down to Deku defeating or rescuing Uraraka would make him clearly win on points, or make it not more of a close call. So, whenever he races rescues Uraraka, it would be much different than it was with him charging in, and he would kick the bottom of the pointer's leg, which would destroy part of it. Then he would go ahead and turn on One Fall and jump up above it, and he would throw a smash with his legs, saying Detroit Smash. So yeah. But with him able to take down the 0 point and rescue Uraraka, jumping down and dashing away before the rubble can land, he would get 80 points from that, making him 200. His 200 points, he would declare the first place winner and the only person with 0 points in this one, since Uraraka did not save him. So yeah. But be declared the winner, he would go home and he'll wait to the message. Waiting for it, he would start getting nervous since it hasn't came in on the day, and he thinks that he failed and all that. Since he doesn't know that the points that he did were very high compared to most of them. So yeah, it would come in showing how many points he did and comparing him to the rest of the people. And it would show that he got top place, which his sister congratulated him for, and said there was no reason for you to be so nervous and all that. But this is where Deku would start going and head into UA. Class 1A. You would get in hearing Bakugo yelling at somebody, and you would know this voice, and you think this will be a hassle to deal with this kid. And he'll walk in with Ida and him yelling at each other, but as soon as Ida sees him in the corner of his eyes, he would go up to him and start talking and states his name and how did you figure out that there's hitting points, a secret way to get points and all that, and that you must be a very good student, which Deku would be kind of weirded out from, but he'd say that he didn't know about the points. In fact, the only reason why I knew about them, I learned just how you guys did, and all that. And yeah. So whenever Ida hears that he didn't know about it either, he would think that, of course, it is a hero thing and he must have just been a good hero and all that to go protect somebody whenever you're getting into UAs on the line. But Aizawa would pop up telling everybody to go outside and the whole thing again. But, of course, whenever they go outside, Deku would be handed the ball, telling him to throw it without his quirk. Which Deku would have to explain to Aizawa that his quirk is actually a mutation, and I'm automatically stronger. It's mostly focused in my legs, but I'm still pretty stronger in my arms. Aizawa would say, yeah, I know your quirk, and it's fine, just throw it as hard as you can. Which Deku would do. She would throw it, getting it at least 2,200 meters away. $200 meters away is very far for a person to throw it, since that's like a half of, or something, how much Bakugo got. I forgot how much Bakugo got. I think it was like 800s. So yeah. But Deku would be told to throw it with his quirk, or he would be told that that's it, and all that, since that is technically his quirk that he knows it as. But he would read out that you have another enhancement quirk, and you said it's from your father's side, and it just showed up. And Deku would say yes, which whenever Bakugo hears this, he'll be like, what? So he unlocked another quirk in his training. What the tricky boy. I don't know why I was going for it. That felt like, it was like, what's the dude's name? Oh my god, my game's glitching. It's like pure AIDS right now. Can't even walk straight. But he would turn on one flow in one of his arms, pumping up to 25%. And just to do his math, he would put it at the uncomfortable level of 30. On the uncomfortable level of 30, people would see as his arm would kind of buff up a little bit, and you can see the strain on it. And he would throw it with a gust of wind coming from his hands, with it flying off. It would fly off, and people would see how strong the other enhancement is. And the rest of it would go the same, with him using his regular quirk to his advantage. This is whenever it comes up to everybody else asking if his sister has the enhancement too, and if she could unlock it, wouldn't she be even a stronger hero? Since that seems to be way stronger than your sister did, with the gust of wind coming from one of your punches. Deku would say it could happen, but you don't know. So yeah, this is where I'll end this off. Goodbye.